Well, good afternoon and welcome to today's keynote luncheon, Futureproofing Our Infrastructure. Pacific Northwest Building Resilience Coalition is proud to be the sponsor of this session, as well as being a platinum sponsor of the 2022 PWNER Summit. 2022 marks our 6th year as a member and a platinum sponsor, and we're grateful for the opportunity to work with the many dedicated members of this outstanding model of multi-jurisdictional collaboration. We strongly support the vision and activities of PWNER in uniting the efforts of two great nations in common cause to deal with the many challenges we face today. The partnerships and collaborations that we forged at these meetings, such as what is going on today, becomes the glue that unites us in common cause to build a better future. We are keenly aware that the building materials we manufacture, the way we build, and where we build need to be accomplished through processes that dramatically reduce carbon emissions. In fact, you should be very proud right now I'm proud to let you know that here in Alberta there are two proposed industrial CCUS projects that have received funding from Emissions Reduction Alberta. The Lehigh Cement Plant in Edmonton and Lafarge Canada's Exshaw Cement Plant in Bow Valley have received grants researching and developing projects that will develop pathways to carbon neutrality. I'd also like to mention that in 2021, the Cement Association of Canada and the Government of Canada announced a partnership to establish Canada as a global leader in low carbon cement and to achieve net zero carbon concrete by 2050. Many cement companies across the two countries are now dedicating plants production to exclusively produce the recently developed low CO2 cement, blended cement known as Portland limestone cement, or PLC, which produces 10% less CO2 than ordinary Portland cement. So I encourage you to inquire about local adoption of PLC when you return to your regions, so that you can drive GHG reduction on all of your regional projects. But tying together the importance of these facts is the golden thread called resilience. The future success of all net zero construction lives within the absolute requirement of adoption of resilient design. A major part of our decarbonizing the built environment requires that infrastructure be constructed by resilient design criteria, enabling structures to endure the tests of time and natural and man-made catastrophes by avoiding the need for major repair and reconstruction. So let's just build it once to last. We're also finally seeing the development of state and federal legislation addressing the importance of resilient design in the United States Resilient America Act, which expands coverage for hazard mitigation to property owners. Also, I'm happy to tell you, California has recently approved for their 23-24 budget $250 million to assist property owners of soft story structures with seismic retrofit. So you're starting to see these progress come through now as far as federal and state contributions. I'm going to let our next speaker, or one of our speakers, Evan Reese, collaborate on that success because he and the USRC were the drivers of this legislation, which may be applicable all over places. We do not get a second chance to get this right. The future is not yet written. We've seen weather events across the Pacific Northwest, as well as Europe, that have put our infrastructure into a test. And we have witnessed atmospheric heat waves that create wildfires, resulting in decimation and loss of life and property, with resultant widespread flooding. And then don't forget earthquakes that compound the wear and tear on critical infrastructure, endangering and isolating communities. So the future is not what it used to be. Quick fix shovel projects are not always the solution. Resilient design and construction will help mitigate loss and reduce risk and financial exposure. As more investment is directed towards infrastructure, we must ensure that our ports, airfields, rail, bridges, roadways, dams, pipelines, schools, hospitals, buildings and homes are built to last, durable and resilient. It's an honor for me to speak with you today, and thank you very much for your consideration.